This is Mouse on Mars, and we are really very proud and honored and flattered and very touched that we can present today to you Domino Radio from Schwanzworthstown.
Okay, so that was Drake's and Dimensionen by Rheingold. My name's Colin from Radiohead, and you're listening to Domino Radio on 87.7 FM. I'm sorry, I'm sounding a bit banged up. I've had man flu 6 weeks. Anyway, so my theme for playing music this afternoon is recommendations and mixed CDs and mixed tapes that friends have given me over the past few years. And people I didn't know as well, like that was from a Beats in Space session done by DJ Harvey last year, and he just played a bunch of great records and shunted on between them. So I'm going to be copying his excellent example. And now you're going to hear a track by D. Snaith, aka Daphne, and it's an edit of I think of an African song, and it's called Mapfumo or something like that. But you can check online. Here it is. And the next track is South Street Players, Who Keeps Changing Your Mind, which is our strictly rhythm label from New York, and made me very happy last summer, so here it is. Okay, so that was Who Keeps Changing Your Mind by South Street Players, and thank you for the help there. And the next track is by Sybil Bayer, and it's called Forget About, and it's just very beautiful and simple and lovely. That was Sybil Bayer, called Forget About, and you're listening to Domino Radio on 87.7 FM. And we're now going to have a disco section, and the tunes. I've said that these are all selections of songs given to me by people that I've met or friends, and this one's that we're going to have a disco section come from Q-Tip, who came around and had tea in a sort of bizarre sort of summer's afternoon in Oxfordshire with us a while, I think it was like 2 years ago or last year, I can't remember. Anyway, and my 5-year-old son was like very excited, and I've been showing him all these 70s breakdancing competition stuff on YouTube, and he went up to his room and dressed up and in a vest and leggings and stuff, and came down, and we were listening to our favourite. Q-Tip had these really cool compilations and gave me a bunch of disco tracks, and we were playing them and listening to them, and my 5-year-old burst into the room and started spinning on the floor and being generally very groovy, and it was cool. So this is Nights Over Egypt by the Jones Girls. So that was D. Snaith, aka Caribou, as Yeah split side with Kieran Fortet, and that was on the theme of recommendations. That was recommended to me by Nick from Phonica Records. And carrying on with this scintillating theme, the next track is a 35-minute track, which we'll be playing the first 4 or 5 minutes of, and it's called 4,000 Holes. And it was been my favourite thing about 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was recommended to me by Alex Ross from The New Yorker, by John Luther Adams, and there's a lot of music going around with like treated pianos and stuff at the moment, and this is all acoustic treated pianos with glockenspiels, and it's the most beautiful thing, and the title comes from Beatles' song Day in the Life. Here it is. Okay, that was the first 6 minutes of John Luther Adams' 1,000 Holes, and this is Colin from Radiohead, and you're listening to Domino Radio on 87.7 FM. And the next track is another one that was a recommendation from a friend, and it's called Do Your Best by John Mouse, and I've got very fond memories of this track on tour. It's a good track listening to in hotel rooms and stuff, like in big cities, where you're looking out over all the lights when you're high up in a hotel. So here it is. Okay, that's a Caribou remix of Angel Echoes from Fortet Kieran's record, which was fabulous last year. And very excited because we're doing some remixes, releasing some remixes of our record over the summer, and Caribou is going to be the lead remix of Little by Little that he's done, which is amazing, and it's just a brilliant like reimagining of the song, and it's still a song, it's not just a remix, it's just a brilliant thing. And the next track is JD, and it's called There's Nothing Like This, and we're huge fans of his work, and he was a brilliant producer and beat maker, and sort of simple but wonky and incredibly engaging grooves, and so here's the track. Okay, that was from a compilation that an acquaintance called Scott gave me about 7 years ago in America, of a history of Detroit, that sent me on a massive journey of all that great stuff. And the next track is a more modern one. It's a remix by Supermayor of Rufus Wainwright's Tiergarten. That's the Supermayor remix of Tiergarten by Rufus Wainwright. And the next track is another recommendation from a friend, Jason Evans, who contributes to many of the fine covers of Domino artists' records with his photography and artwork, and it's called Your Party by Ween. And that was this cut's got Flavour by MC Lady and on Wild Pitch Records, and the next track is called Dominatrix. So the one before that was Entice Hush Hush Tip with Method Man, and that was Dominatrix, and the next track is Moody Man, I Can't Kick This Feeling When It Hits. Hello? And the next track is Chic Spacer after Moody Man, and it was Sheila B in Devotion. That was Spacer by Chic. It's another a record given to me by a friend, and you're listening to Domino Radio on 87.7 FM, and this is Colin from Radiohead saying thank you very much for listening. And the last track is on the theme of recommendations, is from Max, who's been holding my hand for this session, and it's Pockets by Fortet.